Hey guys, so I'm going to share my screen while I go over the workout and then we'll get started with the warm-up. So today we're doing double DT. For this workout, you can either have one dumbbell or one kettlebell, or if you don't have any of those things, you can stuff a backpack. That works too. It's going to be 10 rounds for time. You're going to be alternating arms every round. You're going to start with 12 single arm deadlifts. After that, 9 single arm hang power cleans. And then after that, 6 single arm push jerks. And again, you're alternating arms every single round. This was taking people 10 minutes, sub 10 minutes. So it's a pretty quick workout. It's a little bit easier than if it was 5 rounds on the right side than 5 rounds on the left side. I think it definitely helps that you can alternate. So you always give one side a little break. So yeah. If you're going about, if it's taking you 10 minutes, it's going to be about a minute around, which is going to be doable for this workout. So for the warm-up, let's just grab the weight that you're going to use during the workout. We're going to be using it for glute bridges and Jefferson curls. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that I can go over the warm-up. All right, guys, we're going to start off nice and simple with just a body weight circuit. So we're going to go 10 lateral hops. After your 10 lateral hops, we're going to go 10 body weight good mornings. And then after your 10 body weight good mornings, we're going to go 10 planking shoulder taps. So 3 rounds, 10 lateral hops, 10 body weight good mornings, and 10 planking shoulder taps. Go for it. On those good mornings, try not to overextend at the top, just a straight line from the shoulders to the hips to the knees. What's up, Samir? Samir, just do 100 jumping jacks to warm up. All right, guys, when you're done with that, we're going to get into some holds. They're going to be isometric holds. We're going to start with just some RDL holds. So I'm going to lift my right leg off the ground. I'm going to cross my arms around my chest, and then from there, I'm going to come to a 45-degree angle, and we're going to hold for 30 seconds on each side. So super important as you're holding, don't round. Try not to lean too far to the right or left, because then you're going to fall over. Just make sure that you're squeezing your core, staying nice and tight, and keeping your back flat. I'm going to be timing you guys. I'll let you know when to start. Just remember, we're holding for 30 seconds on the right, and then we're going to take a quick break and hold for 30 seconds on the left. So choose which foot you want to start on. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and hold. 45-degree angle, try and keep that chin tucked. Try your best to stay balanced. We are 10 seconds in. 3, 2, 1, and relax. We're going to switch over to the other side. Same thing, really focus on firing that glute when you're holding. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and opposite side. Halfway. Three, 2, 1, and relax. All right, guys, from here, we're going to move on to a shoulder warm-up. So this time, we're going to hold the top quarter of a push-up. So I'm going to get into a prom plank, and from there, I'm going to bend my elbows until I'm slightly above parallel. So not here, but just a little bit higher. This time, we're only going to hold that position for 15 seconds because it's a lot more challenging. So let's get into that prom plank. Again, just above halfway, not quite here, but almost at lockout. We're going to hold in 3, 2, 1, and go. Make sure you squeeze the chest and shoulders. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now we're going to move on from that. Instead of holding the higher up position, we're going to go a little bit lower. So this time our chest is going to float about 3 inches off the ground or so. And again, we're going to be holding that for 15 seconds. So shake out those arms. We're going to go again in 10 seconds. Really squeeze your chest for this one. All right, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and go. Squeeze the chest, pull the shoulders down away from the ears. 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, guys, shake out those arms. From here, we're going to get into some rows just to warm up the upper back. So let's grab that object that you're going to use for the workout. Again, it can be a dumbbell, kettlebell, or a backpack. I'm just going to use a dumbbell for the demo. So we're going to do some some 10-lay rows. So I'm going to start with that object just in front of me. I'm going to set my hips like I would for a deadlift. Keeping my back nice and flat, I'm going to grab the object and I'm going to row all the way into my chest. We're going to do that for 15 reps. So back nice and flat, stretch movement, pull that object into your chest. You should feel it in your upper back. Let's do 15 of those. All right, and then after that, we're just going to get into some regular push-ups. So no holds this time. You're either going to go off your knees or start in a palm plank. Let's just go with 10 regular push-ups. And then after your 10 push-ups, you guys are going to have a feet on the ground. Have a feet in the 90-90 position with your right leg in front. Now for this, you can have your hand behind you or 2 hands propped, one behind it, one in the front, or if your core strength is really good, you can just squeeze your fist. But what we're going to do are some 90-90 rotations with a slight twist. So we're going to do a partial lift off the ground. before we go into a full rotation. So I'm going to squeeze my fist, lift both knees a quarter of the way off the ground. I'm going to go back down, and then I'm going to rotate to the other side. Again, I'm going to go a quarter of the way up and then rotate to the other side. So 1/4 lift and 1 rotation counts as 1 rep. Let's do 12 of those. So again, 1/4 lift, 1 rotation, that's 1. 1/4 lift, 1 rotation, that's 2. Let's get 12 reps in. After your 12 reps, stay seated on the ground and just have your object nearby. All right, guys, after those rotations, we're going to come back to that object and we're going to do some kind of altered version of a glute bridge. So I'm going to place that object on one side on my shoulder. I can switch it over halfway through if I want, but it really doesn't make a difference from this. And now I'm going to have my toes tucked under so that my toes are facing the ground. And I'm going to have them set underneath my glutes. From here, I'm going to keep my chin tucked, and all I'm doing is pushing my hips forward. So at the top, I'm squeezing my glutes. Again, no overextension. I don't want to see this. Straight line from the shoulder to the hip to the knee at the top. Let's go with 15 of these modified glute bridges. All right, guys, when you're done with that, we're going to start going over the movements for this workout. There are 2 different ways that you can do the deadlift and the hang power clean, so I want you guys to try both of those variations and see what works better for you. So the first one is just going to be with the dumbbell in the center. I prefer this one, so we're going to start with this one. I'm going to have the dumbbell in between my feet. I'm going to set my hips like I did for the good morning, and I'm just going to go with 5 deadlifts to the hips with the right arm, and then 5 with the left arm. So let's do that. 5 on the right, 5 on the left, with the dumbbell in between your feet. After you guys have done 5 and 5, second version is to have the dumbbell outside your feet. This one is a little bit more challenging in my opinion because it's harder not to lean over, but we're going to try it anyway. So you're going to set your feet a little bit narrower than you did before. Make sure that your hips are as level as you can get them. I would also have my opposite hand off to the side. So I'm pretending to hold an imaginary dumbbell on the other end. I'm going to set my hips just like I would for a deadlift. And again, I'm going to go with 5 on the right and then 5 on the left, trying to avoid that lean. 5 and 5, guys. All right, and then after your 5 and 5, we're going to practice the same thing with the high pulls. So we're going to be doing high pulls from inside the legs and then from outside. So I'm going to start with my stance a little bit more straddled and hold the dumbbell on the right arm. I'm going to make sure that one head of the dumbbell is a little bit lower than the other. That way I feel like it's a little easier to catch on the shoulders. But from here, we're just going to start with some high pulls. I'm going to do a short dip and then pull that dumbbell up to my chest. Make sure that you're driving the elbow up into the ceiling. Let's go with 5 high pulls on the right and then 5 on the left. Straddle stance for this one. Guys, we're going from the hang, not from the floor. So I'm starting from the hip for my high pull. So for the second one, we're going to start on the outside. The difference between these two is really the one in the center feels more like a Russian swing, and this is going to feel more like a tipping bicep curl once we do the full movement. So just like the deadlift, try not to straddle your stance too much. We're just going to go with 5 high pulls on each side again. We're going from the hang. Little bit more of a dip on those high pulls, guys. All right, now depending on which one of those felt easier, we're going to move on to the full hang power clean. So whichever stance you feel like is more comfortable, you're going to give me 5 hang power cleans with that stance. So let's do 5 on the right arm, 5 on the left arm. Again, you can do the dumbbell in the center or dumbbell outside. All right, guys, and now the last portion that we have to go over is the single arm push jerk. So for the push jerk, you're going to start with that dumbbell on one side. I would either keep my thumb on my shoulder or at my hip. We're going to go with a short and fast dip. And then at the top, make sure that you have a slight bend in the knee and you're pushing that shoulder up into the dumbbell. Let's go with 5 push jerks on the right and then 5 push jerks on the left. All right, guys, I'm going to share my screen and go over the workout one more time, take any questions, and then we're going to get started. So again, double DT, 10 rounds. We're doing 12 single arm deadlifts, then 9 single arm power cleans, and then 6 single arm push jerks. Again, you're alternating rounds every arm. No, alternating arms every round, my bad. I would treat this almost like an EMOM. If you're feeling a little tired, maybe like every minute and 30 seconds instead of every minute on the minute. Everyone in the last class finished under 15, so it's a pretty quick workout. It's also nice, again, that you get to switch arms and not do 5 rounds on one side and then 5 on the other. The deadlift should definitely be unbroken. If your shoulder's starting to feel a little tired on the hang power cleans, I would stop when you're about 7 reps in. That way you can do your last 2 hang power cleans and then move straight into the push jerk instead of doing your 9 and then have to doing an extra clean before you get to the push jerk. Yeah, just make sure you guys are keeping track of every round. The workout's going to be up here. The timer's going to be running up here, so you'll be able to see all that. And then when we're done, we're going to do a quick cool down. Do you guys have any questions? All right, if you're all set, we're starting in 10 seconds with the single arm deadlift. All right, guys, 3, 2, 1, and go. Remember, guys, lock that elbow out on those push jerks. All right, guys, just about 5 minutes in, you should be close to being halfway through. Again, guys, when you're done, just hang out for a second. We're going to do a quick cool down, and then I'll let you go. You guys should be on your last round or two. Let's go, Samir. Unbroken. You got it. All right, nice job. Catch your breath, guys. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then we're just going to go over 2 cool-down movements, and we'll be done. So first movement, we're just going to do some body weight Jefferson curls to get some movement in the spine. I'm going to cross my hands over my chest, tuck my chin, and then 1 vertebrae at a time, I'm going to try and tuck my spine, and I'm going to keep reaching down as far as I can, keeping my legs as straight as possible. If I'm really flexible, I'll be able to get my elbows to my ankles. If not, knee height is going to be pretty good. So let's just go with 12 nice and slow body weight Jefferson curls. At the bottom, you can even bounce a little bit like that to get some more movement in your hamstrings. 12 of those. Try and keep the chin tucked on those curls. All right, guys, and when you're done with that, you're just gonna find some wall space. We're just gonna do a shoulder mobility piece, and then we'll be done. So I'm gonna place my hand just above my shoulder. Don't want it above my head or level, but slightly above. From here, I'm gonna push my hand into the wall without leaning in either direction, and then I'm gonna pull my hand off the wall. So I'm basically pushing my shoulder out of and into my socket. After I do that 10 times, I'm going to plant my hand on the wall, and then I'm just going to rotate my shoulder down towards the ground and then up towards the ceiling. So 10, push into and pull away from the wall, and then 10 up downs on each side. Try and keep that elbow locked out for the whole exercise. Again, try not to shift with the hips. Focus on just moving in and out of your shoulder socket. All right, guys. Finish up that other side. All right, and that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Thank you for taking class. I will see you on Tuesdays. You guys take class then. Stay safe.
Thanks, Ursula. Take care, everybody.
See you guys.